Hello, folks. Good evening. Coming to you a little bit early here tonight. We have a council meeting here at the church. We do that the first Monday of every month. And so I'll be doing that here just a few minutes this evening. So I'm coming to you a little early. If you don't get on until 7, you will see this then, and that's just fine as well. It's a new week. It's beautiful outside here, and hopefully it is where you are as well. So it's good to have a chance to check in and say hi. Hi, Don, and maybe Donna. It's good to see you here this evening. For anybody that is joining us now or later, I want to just share something briefly tonight from Colossians chapter 3. And I'll read a little bit more. Hi, Tom and Julie and Jen and Linda. Tom, you got on quickly tonight. That was good. So Colossians chapter 3, and I'll start in verse 12, just to give a little bit more to think about, and then I'll get to the one kind of statement or phrase that I just want to focus on for a few minutes here. So he says this: "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved," it's nice, "clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." Right? These are things that are given as, I guess you could say they're suggestions or advice, but even more than that, they're kind of loaded almost like a command. This would be good for you. This would please the Lord if you chose to allow these things to use the image of clothing you, right? Of being what's wrapped around you, being what people experience as they encounter you. That's an important thing, I believe, particularly now. And again, I'm a little bit concerned because some people are kind of representing themselves right now with a lot of things that don't seem like this. I'm not throwing accusation here to our little crew this evening, but just out there in the world, so to speak. Clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with one another. It means put up with each other, right? Bear with one another and forgive one another. If any of you has a grievance against somebody, forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. And here's the phrase that's really been on my mind here today. It's verse 15. He says, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts." And I'm just going to, I'll do a little bit more. "Since as members of one body, you were called to peace. And be thankful. Let the message of Christ dwell among you richly." And it goes on and on. It's really a good chapter. It's a good book. But again, in verse 15, let or allow the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. Allow the peace of Christ to be the dominant authority, the thing that you're letting have the most prominent place, right? There's a lot of things that are going on. There's a lot of emotions that we're feeling. There's a lot of different things that are maybe on our minds and our hearts right now. But it's almost like he's sort of saying here, clear to the side some of that. I'm trying to gesture here. The camera's not working. Clear to the side the other stuff. And let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. Let the peace of Christ be the anchor. And when he does what he does in our lives, then it shows. It shows in the way that we interact with people. It shows in our responses. It shows in our comments. It shows in the way that we speak and talk and act and relate to one another. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts tonight. He wants it to. It's there. It's a resource. It's who he is. He's the Prince of Peace. And so that's the admonition from the Word of God, from Paul to you and I here today. Allow the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. This is Colossians chapter 3. If you've jumped in here later, Colossians chapter 3, verses, I think, 12 through 15 or so. So you can take a look at that yourself later. Have a great night, all, and I will see you tomorrow evening. Actually, I believe someone else is going to come and share with us tomorrow evening, but join us at 7, and we'll be back together. Thanks a lot. Love you all. Bye.